Hey everybody, what's going on? This is what I was doing tonight. I was doing a little bit of Etchells racing. It was kind of fun, and I nobody's here yet, as far as I can tell. But I just thought, I did just think for just a half a second that I'd come on and chit chat, see if anybody'd be willing to come by, hang out. I've got a lot of that thoughts rambling around my head, but at the moment, I'm kind of on a high after winning a sailboat race, and I thought I'd talk a little bit about sailboat racing for and bore you all to tears. I'm sorry, it's my thing. I'm a monomaniac in some respects. So, hey, look! Oh, wow, people are showing up. Unfucking believable. I mean, there's so much good stuff going on the interwebs that uh, I don't know if anybody even gives a shit about this crazy shit or my crazy life. But here I am, and I'm glad you're here, pragmatic. I'm glad you're here at Colossia. I'm glad you're here, Math Pig. Holy shit! It's been a hot minute or two. Where's that stool guy? I mean, huh? Anyway, Big Bad Mama, love to see you. Yeah, I could find good stuff on YouTube. Yeah, good point. So I don't know. I'm trying, mate. I'm doing my best, and I don't even know if it's worthwhile, but it suits me, I guess, a little bit. Lena, lovely to see you. Who else is here? Pragmatic. Pragmatic. You're, you're. I appreciate you so much. Um, I sub to your channel, and by the way, and it's just lovely to see you all around the place. Stool's drunk in the kitchen getting cider. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, yeah, I won a sailboat race. I won a sailboat race tonight. I know. I do win them. I'm pretty good at it. Uh, uh, and it's the last thing I can hang onto at the tender age of 69. It's like I can still do this stuff, and I'm telling you, this is why I love the sport. It's something that you know if you're in reasonably decent shape, you can just do this stuff for a long, long time. Uh, and do it fairly uh, at a fairly competitive level, at a very competitive level. It does take physical strength. It does take agility. It takes mental agility uh, to play the game. Is complex. It's a complex game. It's a tough game to play, and I'm going to try to illustrate some of that stuff for for you all uh, in a few minutes of talking about it. Um, I guess I should start off by saying of a little bit about the physics of sailing. Um, Sailing relies on the force generated by the wind to move the boat. It also relies on the boat's uh, design being such that when the wind acts upon it, it doesn't just simply go downwind. I mean, if you think of a leaf in the breeze, where does it go? It goes with the wind. Uh, it goes as you let it go. There's nothing preventing the leaf. There's nothing uh, about the leaf that stops it from going with the wind. There's no force uh, acting on the leaf to stop it from to make it go sideways at all, right? It because it's just there's nothing there. But the thing about boats is uh, it's not just the wind, it's the ocean, and the ocean is denser than the wind. And if you stick it's like a tree. Look at the trees, okay? Look at the trees. A a tree is rooted, so a tree will bend. The force of the wind will bend the tree. There's something preventing the tree from getting just blown away. And in the case of a boat, there's something preventing the boat from just simply getting blown away. It's the keel. It's the underwater surfaces. It's the stuff that's in the water. Those two things are I wish I could I wish I had I wish this what's in back of me was an illustration and I could use a pointer. But if you look at the sails there, the sails are the representative of the wind force, right? What you don't see is what's under the water, and that's the keel of the boat. So the sails take the wind, and all other things being equal, if there was nothing in the water, uh, no matter what you did with the sails, uh, the boat would go downwind because there's nothing stopping it from doing anything else. But since it's got a keel in the water, uh, it it's there's resistance. The stuff that's in the water is called lateral resistance, and the stuff that's above the water, the stuff that um, is providing the force, is the center of effort in a sailboat, and that's why a boat will sail dead downwind, but it can't sail directly into the wind because if the wind is coming straight at you, then all the sails are feeling is the wind, and the sails just sit there and flap. They just do that. So this is like a super simplified explanation of what goes on boats and how on sailboats and how they work. Um, I'll get a little more complicated because uh, it's important to realize that the efficiency of the sail plan uh, is like what the sail plan is doing is it's generating lift. It's generating they're airplane wings. That's what they are. These things are wings. Low speed wings designed to work under stall conditions. And what's below the water is also a wing. There's an airfoil and a hydrofoil that you try to design as efficiently as possible to generate lift in both circumstances so that you can sail closer to the wind. But you'll never be able to sail directly into it. And in the case of the below the water surfaces, it's the angle of attack to such forces as tight. You can see how it gets complicated. You can see how how the whole thing is complicated, and it is a and aside from the complications of just of sailing, which is an interesting puzzle in and of itself, the game is quite fascinating. And okay, here we go. I did. I took a page out of Doctor. I took a whiteboard out of Doctor Tapioca Weasel's thing to illustrate what a sailboat race is. Generally speaking, what you do is you have a starting line that is perpendicular to the wind. So here's Mr. Wind up here. Here he is. Mr. Wind blowing. That's Aeolus, a big old cloud blowing on down. So down here is where you start. Up here is set a destination point, a mark that you're supposed to go around. Frequently, there's another mark that you're supposed to go around too, just so that to keep boats separated from each other so that there aren't a bunch of crashes. And so you'll go from here up to, up to here, go around there, go that way, and then go down, and then go down these two marks down here, this little orange thing and an orange thing. And then you go around, do it again as many times as possible. I mean, we think in this is the most common course configuration in racing these days. There are lots of different configurations. There are uh, uh, legs on different points of sail. But what uh, most beer can racing is, and a whole bunch of championship racing is this course configuration. It's called a windward leeward course. You go to windward, upwind, and then you go downwind. And as I said earlier, you can't go directly into the wind because uh, you need to fill the thing that's generating the force with wind. So you need to be in an angle to the breeze. And that's what these things are. So we've got the wind coming down like this, and the black dotted lines are basically the outline. So it's, let's suppose I tried to do this at basically 45 degrees. So if you go from the top mark uh, down to the starting line, split it in two. The starting line's 90 degrees. It's, the course you can sail is 45 degrees to the wind. These boats will sail. These boats squish this image into more of a diamond shape than a square, because they're very close-winded boats. They'll sail. You'll tack through like um, 70 degrees, 70, 80 degrees. So it's kind of they're kind of cool in that respect. But anyway, so you start here and you'll go off to, the idea is to get to this thing, the top mark, as quickly as possible. And so it, the quickest way there might be just going out to a corner. This is, going out to where you can tack, like on this side. The wind's coming like this, so the boat's going. Oops, I'm so backwards. Ooh, I can't do this right. I should be backwards myself. Anyway, yeah, there we go. All right, these people over here, they're on starboard tack because the wind is coming. If you look at the direction of the wind is coming over the right hand side of the boat. The people on the other side over here, these people are on port tack if they're headed. It, no, Jesus, if they're these people are headed this way, they're on port tack because the wind is coming over the port side of the boat. That's left hand side of the boat. So you can go out to here. Oh, God Almighty, go out to here and tack and head into your destination, head towards your destination. That's called a ley line. And the one on the right hand side that you're looking at there, that's the starboard tack ley line. The other side is the port tack ley line. Okay. So that sounds all very simple, and that would be great. Except the issue is the wind doesn't stay that way. The wind shifts. The wind does funny things, and it does. You can it can shift within. It can shift during the course of give it an hour on the bay. It can shift over a range of 15, 20 degrees, and that makes a difference. And so what kind of difference does it make? Well, if you get a right shift, if the breeze, if you're looking upwind, this is the way it started, and the breeze comes over like this, then look at what happens to the course. You can see these lines here. All of a sudden, you've got more wind in your sails, more forward momentum if you're on starboard tack, because you're not headed into the wind quite so directly. Right? If it goes left, it's the exact reverse. So what you're doing is you're playing chess. There are boats. There are all sorts of boats on here. So it one way of looking at it is if you're on a ladder, right? And this is like a pivot point. If you're on a ladder, so you're on this ladder rung. Well, if the ladder tips over this way, all of a sudden you're ahead. You're a ladder rung ahead of the people that were sailing in the original conditions. It's fucking. It, so you're playing chess or checkers. So let me make it easier because the boats are kind of all the same. You're playing checkers on a board that's always moving, and you're always looking at where the pieces are. And the other thing is there are rules to the game. If you are on starboard tack, you have right of way. So if you are have the breeze coming over the port side of your boat, you're on port tack. You have to give anybody who's headed at you, uh, if the assuming the two boats are coming together like this, you either have to tack or go uh, astern of the boat that's coming at you. So there are rules, there are give right of way rules that you have to pay attention to. And so you need to know what your leverage is in a um, boat on boat encounters. Always bad in a sailboat race. Always bad to be here on the port tack ley line coming into the mark, because all of these people, the people that elected to go to the right of the race course, all of these people have right of way, and you can't tack inside 3 boat lengths of this point. So you need to be extremely careful, or you get your ass thrown out of the race. Anyway, that's I don't know. Beck's here. Beck's in the back room, and I'm blurry, and I got to fix that because I always get annoyed when I see myself being blurry. But yeah. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Oh, look, I'm clear again. Clear as bell. All right, back. What the back? Come on.
Hello, beautiful.
What's going on?
Oh, just job hunting. Oh my God. 150 applications in 3 weeks.
Wow, that's ambitious.
Yeah. Probably more than that by now, but I don't know. I just randomly check Indeed and ZipRecruiter and shit. And
Sure.
yeah.
What are you,
So
what are you looking for?
Well, I tried to get out of truck driving because I know I'm not supposed to be doing it with my single kidney. So because the bouncing is hard on your kidneys. So, I was trying to do like more office work and stuff. So now here I am desperate for a job. And because I haven't drove truck for 3 years, 3.5 years, I'm like 2 months shy of them being able to hire me. Of truck driving experience. They won't freaking hire me. I've never had a DUI. I've never had an accident, nothing. And,
oh, wow. Is that because of idle time? Is that what you're saying?
It's because it's cheaper on their insurance.
Yeah, okay.
So because they don't want to pay more on insurance, I can't have a job. And I can't get a low-level job because I have too much experience. Nobody wants to hire me. They're like, you'll leave in a month or 2 weeks when you find another job because they know I will. So I don't know. Like, I'm either over-experienced or I don't have any degrees. So, yeah.
Sucks getting old, man.
Well, it's not that. It's just, back when I got most of my work, Steph, you could just walk in a place with no experience and they would train you and raise you up and everything was fine. Well, now you got to have degrees. And I don't have any. I was the 7th child. 2 of them put themselves through college.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any money. There was no money there to put me through college,
I have a history degree. That's my degree. I went to Brandeis. Somehow or another, and Brandeis at the time. Let's put it this way. I'd say everybody's got to remember that inflation is a thing, and it did happen. But a semester at Brandeis University in 1972. Actually, no. When did I start paying my own fucking tuition? Was 1975. A semester at Brandeis University, one of the most expensive colleges in the nation right now, in 1975 was $1,750.
That's a lot of money in 75.
It was a lot of money in 75, but
that's
it wasn't
like 8,000 or 9,000 right now.
I know it may be, but it wasn't 45,000, which is kind of where it's at now.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
well, they just keep raising prices. They're just companies making money. They don't give a shit. Nobody cares anymore.
The other thing about that back is, it was a lot of money, but it was not something that was out of reach.
Exactly. It
wasn't something that was out of reach.
It's feasible.
You could do it.
Yeah.
You could do it. And I'm not just, it wasn't just that kind of coin doesn't come from a summer job. No, you have to be working.
No. Yeah, full time.
But it was possible, and now it's impossible. And that is something that I think is shameful. I mean, I went to a private university, but at the time I was going to that private university, the university college system, the public university college system in California was fucking free to California residents. You could go to
wow
or nothing.
Hey, you know what they've done here? Check this out. Unfortunately, don't think I could ever be a college person. I'm way too ADD. And if I don't care about the subject, I'm not going to learn it. So I'm not going to learn music appreciation or whatever that stupid shit they try to teach people. What is that crap anyways? They give you like an elective and you have to do it. And whatever. I don't know. Well, not the elective, the other ones. Anyways, so, but in the state of New Mexico, if you are a resident for at least 1 year, college. They changed it in January. They started paying for people's college. I think they do it up to like an associate's degree or something like that. So,
well, you know, that was kind of the paradigm.
It's how it should be.
The land grant universities were all about that. I mean, that was the whole thing. There was at one point in American culture this notion that an educated populace was important. And apparently, and it really wasn't the right kind of education. Of course, it was in some respects or another. I don't want to get too,
yeah, let's not go too far down the rabbit hole.
I don't want to get too idyllic about the nature of that. There was always prejudice. I mean, one of the reasons Brandeis was founded was on account of the fact that they had the Harvard and Yale had quotas on Jews.
So, oh, okay. Okay.
You know, let's don't sugarcoat American prejudice, which is its own unique little conversation.
I know this sounds fucked up, and white people will probably hate me for saying this, but most mornings I hate waking up white. Because, man, those assholes make us look terrible.
Like, what else am I going to do?
Well, you know what I'm saying, though. It's just horrible. I don't want to be associated with those people. I go out of my way. If I see anybody BIPOC like they're walking in and out of the store, I always hold the door for them. I mean, I do it for everybody anyways, but I make sure to do it, you know, like, here, I'm a nice person. I'm not one of them. Because I don't know what else to do to let people know. And this is a small town. You will see people's faces over and over and over again. You know, so it's not like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Logan Fisher said, I've accepted I'll never own property. Logan, me too, and that's why I built a tiny home. I don't need to own property. I move my house wherever I want it.
Oh, that's nice. I like
Logan said, and the whole idea of owning land is sick. Landlords are nothing but vultures preying on the vulnerable. I know. And now we have these big corporations buying up rentals, not wanting to do maintenance on it and renting them out. And they're buying houses and renting them out, and nobody can buy a freaking house anymore. Like the big cities are inundated with these companies. As soon as those things go on the market, they just buy it. They just pay cash for it because they have so much money, and then they rent it out, and no one can buy a house. I think that is one of the things that Biden wants to do something. He needs to take care of that shit. That's fucking up all of the mediocre income people around my pay. It's just not cool.
Well, you know, I really wish that YouTube was a free zone when it comes to like quoting musical numbers. There's an old musical number that Randy Newman covered. Mr. President, have pity on the working man.
Yes. Yes.
You know, we ain't asking you to love us. Please don't put yourself so high above us. It's just. But
well, and that's
when it comes to politicians, when it comes to the people that are running the show, I got to go with the people that aren't complete assholes, and I don't think Joe Biden's a complete asshole. And I do think compared to what I think that RFK is a complete asshole.
Oh my God, he's an idiot. He has COVID conspiracies and shit, and people are like, "Oh, I'm going to vote for him," and I'm like, "Oh my God."
It's like, look, you got to go with something that the perfect is the enemy of the good in some circumstances. I wish that Biden were younger.
Me too.
I wish that he were uh, uh, more kick-ass. I wish that Barack Obama had been more Smash Mouth. It's like, fuck you guys. No, sorry. Tan suit? What the fuck? Where are you at? What are you talking
Yeah.
about? What kind of
Yeah.
bullshit is that?
Well, what was that health?
You motherfuckers are sitting there pushing Nazi bullshit, and you're coming at me for wearing a fucking tan suit. Fuck off.
Don't get me started.
You
All
know,
of that shit's
it's
ridiculous.
it's and it's you got to go with you just got to go with you've got to go with the people that are at least willing to listen and are willing to be pushed.
Yeah.
And are willing to,
Yeah.
are willing to say, I know you're right. I get it. I don't see how I can do it. Make me do it.
Yeah.
And that's a challenge to any community to say, all right, well, we've got an opening here. Let's see how far we can force that opening open. Yeah. But I think that I'm totally rambling on this stuff, but I've been rambling on this. I've been rambling on this tip for a while. The thing that I see going on, and the thing that I think makes right-wing rhetoric incredibly effective, is that they sneak in these little details of things that sound reasonable. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, the smart ones, anyway, will talk about an issue and raise one problematic aspect of a broader appreciation of the issue and say, well, yeah, that's all good, but what about this over here?
Yeah, like 100 points are good,
and what they'll wind
point
up
out the
with,
one that's bad,
and what the and immediately people who tend to be on the left, tend to be standing in opposition. This goes for this comes up a lot in particularly in LGBTQIA plus, etc. and so forth discourse is like that one thing that's a bridge too far, and so we get purported allies coming down like a ton of bricks on repeating the right-wing talking point that reflects that. In my view, the damage that does to the discourse is tremendous.
I agree with you.
It's fucking brutal.
And I don't know how all of these people on the interwebs, whether they're on Fox News or whatever, how they can get away with purely just lying and nobody does anything about it. If it was me and I was some big politician they were lying about,
there's money in it back.
I'd sue them for defamation of character. I know. But it's fucking makes me sick. That's all they care about. That's what's fucking wrong.
There's money. That's like
when people say drain the swamp, those are the people we need to get the fuck out of there.
Look at Maya and Dr. Tapioca Weasel and I do this stream on Maya's channel Sunday nights. Bad Science. The people we cover, the stories we cover, are from channels with over 200,000 subscribers.
I know.
And it's the same tip as I'm talking about here. It's like they'll take something that's sciencey. They'll use footage of I don't know. The most recent example was Carl Sagan. Like this past Sunday, we'll use a thought experiment that Carl Sagan did with his grad students, and turn it into why that means that the moon is populated by aliens and that the Earth is a projection.
Yeah.
I mean, it's and you get people in their comments going, "Yeah, right on. I was blinded by the woke, and now my eyes are wide open, and yes, there are aliens on the fucking moon." And it's like, what the fuck, really?
Oh yeah, Jews have space lasers hidden behind the moon. Oh, all kinds of things going on. Because, you know, all those times that people went up into space and some of them lost their lives so we could advance our space program, that's all fake. All of those people are still alive, you guys. Christina McCullough, she's out there somewhere because they didn't really take off, right? Whatever.
Well, Ronald Reagan said they did. I was like, what the hell?
Well, I kind of watched it myself.
I did too.
You know,
I watched it blow up. I was actually on break. It's like it's going over, just like, oh, this is kind of cool. But oh no.
Yeah, I was in high school, and every classroom they've got TVs from all over, borrowed TVs from churches and everything, so they could broadcast it live in every classroom. It was such a huge thing, and when that thing went poo, I mean, you could have heard a pin drop throughout the entire school from 5 miles away. That school, for the first time I had ever heard it, was dead silent for like 3 to 5 minutes. Nobody could say anything. It was so sad. There was like all these teachers that I knew, all these female teachers were so excited that she was going up. Like they were just like woman power, and then poof. It was just... And then, of course, all the jokes came out. You know, what color were her eyes? Blue. Yeah. One blue this way, one blue that way.
Let me see if I can find this. It's like on X. By the way, Elon Musk is an idiot. Let me see.
Elon Musk is an idiot. I don't have any money. Let me change my entire brand. Anyways,
there's there's something Holy Kool-Aid put something up that I found incredibly funny. Searching around for garbage on the interwebs.
I'm just checking out chat. Yeah, you guys, lay hands on that like button. Give Steph some love. Share it out. There's nobody.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Jesus Christ, you know, why not? What the hell?
Yeah, lack of Jesus Christ. Fucking do it. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's all sorts of things out there that was unbelievably weird.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to tell everyone, since we have attention of the people I love the most that are in the chat. Well, no, I said that wrong. People I love the most on YouTube who are in the chat. I'm going to be starting a new thing. I'm going to go back to streaming on Monday nights again.
Oh, cool.
And because it's still pretty dead on Monday nights. So I think that's the best day to do it. And it's a whole new platform. And I'm hoping, please, everybody, when I go to stream, could you come over and give me some love so I can get some more fucking subs and get some streaming time in and all that. I'd really appreciate it just to get me going. And yeah, it'd be great. But it's going to be fun. It's not going to be like serious. Well, sort of, but not really.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So, all right. So Moms for Liberty. Moms for Liberty. I'm sure you've heard of these fuckfaces. They post, mental health care is health care, Mr. President. That's why it has no place in public schools. Hashtag parental rights. Okay. My response to that was, fire all the school nurses. You know, it's like, what the fuck, Nate? You know, what are you talking about?
No, they have to have that by law.
Have guns. Like, what are you talking about?
So I was gonna say,
when your kid has a fever, you don't want anybody in the school taking care of the kid.
Yeah, just let him sit there and suffer until the bus takes him home.
Just let him sit there and shiver in agony until it's like, you okay?
Did anybody hear about Biden's new health thing that he's trying to get pushed through? It's to help lower income communities, literally. I don't know a lot about it, but I think it's all mental health based. Because they're like, the reason we have these problems is because these people aren't getting mental health care. Well, no shit, right? So, so I don't know anything about it. I just saw a short clip about it last night. Did you, Maya? Tell us. So I don't know exactly what it covers and the details behind it, but I just know that he's, I don't know if he passed it or he's trying to push it through right now. So people in I think it's all low income communities can have better health care. So, hi, Liz.
The other fun thing I ran across in let's get infuriated machine known as the internet is a guide as to when women are too old to wear things. All right, you ready? You guys ready for this? Yeah, and look, if I'm online in any way, shape, or form, and I'm not gonna be doing costume changes here, but here's the fucking list. You are too old. When are you? I should ask the chat. When are you too old to wear a bikini? As a woman, of course. I mean,
I think it's really bad to
obviously. Wait. A guy is never too old to wear a bikini. I think 80-year-old guys are hot in bikinis.
Okay, personally. So what I was going to say
is that's because I have weird taste.
When you're in the casket, I think that's a good time to stop wearing them. I don't know who gives a fuck what people wear. I found online a picture of a woman walking through Walmart in a Depends and no pants.
Yeah, but when?
Probably voted for Trump.
But no. Please, let's focus. Please focus.
I am focusing.
When is a woman too old to wear a bikini?
I just answered that. I don't think anybody. I think
if
you don't want to wear it, don't wear it.
If you're dead, okay.
Yeah.
So. According to this, a woman is too old to wear a bikini at the age of 47, which seems rather rando. Mini skirt, 35. Boob tube, 33. Stilettos, 51. Belly button piercing. How the fuck are you going to get rid of that? You've always going to have it.
My 35. Ex was 53 and hot in a bikini. Fuck off.
Knee-high boots, 47. That immediately disqualifies Ron DeSantis as a presidential candidate. Trainers, 44. Leather trousers, 34. Leggings, 45. Ugg boots, 45. Swimsuit. That means you can't go fucking swimming. 61. You're supposed to stop swimming, I guess, at 61, unless you skinny dip, which is fine. Tight vest, 44, see-through chiffon blouse, 40, and long hair, 53. So ladies, So ladies, please advise me as to what I'm doing wrong, and then go fuck yourself. Because I ain't gonna wear whatever the fuck I want.
Hey, Dank Slug, way back in the day when they decided to figure out a common blood pressure, they took a bunch of men between, I think, like 35 and 45 or something like that, wasn't it, Steph? And they did all men and said, here's your common, because fuck anybody else. Fuck children and women, they don't count. And to this day, they still use that fucking blood pressure range, and all doctors will be like, no, it's fine. You're a little under. It's fine. This is ridiculous. Like even the doctors will tell you, oh, no. Don't worry about the range. You're fine. Because they've refined it a little bit, but they base it off of men, not children, no women.
However you want to look at it, I mean, that's a perfect example of a fucking gender police. It's like, this is not, this is like, okay, well, these are acceptable presentations for women at X age, Y age, Z age, which is just Jesus fucking Christ. Really? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, people can be as staid or as outrageous as they feel like being on any given day in any given moment. Sometimes in social settings, it may seem inappropriate, and people will take offense. At which point, you kind of say, "Okay, this isn't fitting in. Maybe I went a little bit over the top here," which is the way it works in terms of presentation for anybody, anywhere, anytime. Doesn't matter whether you're cis or trans or halfway sideways. You're still getting that stuff. We do live in a society. That's fine, but but there are limitations to that. I mean, it's like, well, if you're in anything but a burqa, I mean, there are extremes, right? There are societies where there's a fucking extreme where you can't wear anything but this. You know, you can't. Your costume must fit the definition of who you are in a gendered society by wearing this costume. I see by your outfit that you were a cowboy. You see by my outfit that I'm a cowboy too. Let's all get together and let's all be cowboys. I mean, what the fuck?
So what would you say I am? I have no clothes on.
I don't know.
No, I have a boxers. I'm just
naked. I would say you're naked.
A guy that got hot working this morning out in the sun, trying to make a dime so he can survive because he can't find a fucking job. Yeah.
See, I start this whole fucking stream out talking about sailboat racing, and now I'm talking about the patriarchy. What the fuck?
I don't know. We always end up there. It's the biggest problem.
Why do we do that?
This fucking country. It's a problem. It's fucking people over. Yes, white cis het patriarchy. Yes. Thank you, Dank Slug. It's absolutely correct. Speaking of Dank.
Yeah. So anyway, I did drop a link to I should probably just do this again and then fucking pin it. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. Hang on.
Yeah, we need like Maya and Weasel in here. That's what we need. Yeah, I'm bored. You guys come help.
You're bored. I'm not bored. I'm actually stimulated by your presence.
Hey, Steph, I did want to ask you something. So when you're tacking, like, what kind of, does it depend on the wind? What kind of an angle the ship is at with the wind? I mean, I know you have to stay at an angle like 45 or 30 or something like that, right?
The angle of attack that you're trying to present to the wind is the most efficient one that's getting, pardon me, that's causing the breeze to have laminar flow over the frontsail, this thing, you know, the jib here, and the mainsail. You want to have laminar flow all the way across the forward foil, and which gets transferred to the aft foil on its trailing edge. Okay. That's when you have the most force in the sail plan. So you want to, so whatever the turn is, you know, you're going to lose that as you get closer and closer to the wind. In sailing lingo, that's called luffing, because luffing, because the forward edge of the sail, which is called the luff, collapses and just goes like this, right?
Okay, I see.
So if you're too high, if you're too close to the wind, you're luffing, and you don't want to do that because you're losing force. You're losing the power that's driving the boat. So the tacking angle is going to be dependent, and is going to be dependent and is going to change with wind strength. If it's
Okay.
honking in
Yeah,
a
that makes
boat,
sense.
and if it's honking in a on an Etchells, which is a very close winded boat, you can tack through something as little as 65 degrees.
Oh,
So
wow.
one tack to the other, 65
Yeah.
degrees.
Okay.
On a less efficient boat, you'll have it can be as broad as 45 degrees. Like you'll tack through
Okay.
90 degrees, right?
Right. Okay.
So
That's interesting.
if you're doing if you're if you're sailing if you're uh, sailing 180 and you tack, either be sailing you'll be sailing 90, right?
Okay. Okay.
Tack through. I'm sorry, you'll be sailing 180 less 45. You'll be
45-ish,
sailing, yeah,
I guess.
45.
Yeah. 45, 45. Okay. And I'd say that's the other thing I was going to ask is you're basically your path is this, right?
Upwind, yes. Upwind,
working the
yes.
wind.
Downwind, no. Upwind,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Downwind, no. Downwind. You can sail straight downwind, but it's not very fast. It's always better to have a little bit more force than that. But
Okay.
you can sail a boat dead downwind. It's not going to complain about it.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily all that quick.
Yeah.
You just
Which
get,
is where
a little bit. You get a little more oomph, and it's the thing. It's like if you're sailing really low, going downwind, and you get hit with waves, you always head up a little bit, so you get some force in the
yeah,
sail plane
makes
to
sense.
drive you through the waves. You know, it's just such a it's a it's a wonderful sport. It really is. It's really fun.
I've been on a sailboat.
It's really fun to beat 31 boats across the fucking.
Oh, I bet.
Across
I've been on a sailboat one
really
time.
great.
I had some friends that had a 20 or 25-foot yacht that they bought. They retired and they bought everything. We're retiring now. We're going to buy everything. And they took us all out and we were in the Chesapeake Bay. And it was beautiful, man. And it was I've never been out that far in a boat. That was the only people I've ever let take me out that far in a boat. And it's only because it was large and they were very good people. And I knew if they didn't know what they were doing, they wouldn't risk anybody's lives. And they were awesome. We had a great time. We just putted around the bay for, a few hours and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. But I wish I knew the name of it now to tell you, but I don't remember.
Right.
It's been 20 years. But besides that, I've never been on anything but a John boat a little bit off the shore for fishing. That's pretty much it.
I just pinned the link in case anybody wants to come in here, and I promise I'll keep an eye on things and see what.
Yeah, Steph's bored with me. Can somebody come help?
I'm not bored with you. I've already said. You're
no, we always have a good. Yeah, we always have a good conversation. I like hanging out with you.
Yeah, get your spinnaker up for the downwind leg. Yeah, well, I learned a trick on the Etchells and I don't know why I hadn't figured this out earlier, but I was just saying it's like, I should remember this from years and years ago. You can cleat the guy off at a reasonably decent angle, and the boat's so narrow. You're just sitting there. If you're sitting on the weather side of the boat, you're steering the boat downwind anyway, right? Which is always helpful because the mark is usually downwind, so that's cool. But you can sit there and adjust the angle of the spinnaker pole to the boat. So if the wind isn't back of you, you want to pull further back and get the sail out in front of the boat and out around from behind the mainsail, and
Okay.
you can just sit there. You can sit there and yard on the line on the guy that's called the after guy. You can yard on that and adjust the pole that way. I mean, it's
Oh.
exhausting. It's like my right arm is extremely sore right at the moment,
Oh,
but
I
uh,
bet.
from doing that tonight. But man, is it effective? Holy shit! It's like man, you get a puff or something, and there's a wave behind you. You just sort of you go wham like this out like that, and pull on the sheet, and the boat just go wham like this. It just accelerates. It's so much fun.
Oh,
It's
that's
what the hell, you know?
crazy. I didn't know you could do that. That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
God.
physical. I mean, it is.
God, I
It's,
wish I
it's,
wasn't
it is.
scared to death of drowning.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, you
I
could
don't
sink. That's
swim well.
true.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah, you
problem
could
I would
sink.
have. You don't know my luck. I'm never getting on a boat with you, Steph. I don't want to kill you.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that ain't happening. Well, I said, I've had boats try to kill me, but they haven't. So far, they haven't succeeded. Be right back, folks. Keep these people under control. Back and out.
Yeah. So Dank Slug with the telltales, is there a certain do they flutter? Do they hold in a good direction if you have it where you want it? Like how do you use them? Yeah, exactly, Logan. Yep, dirt bike track.
Telltales indicate whether there's laminar flow. There are a couple of different ways that telltales work. Telltales are bits of yarn or ribbons or something along those lines that are on the head sails on front sails. They're usually right along the leading edge of the sail.
Oh, of the
And
front
as I
sail.
said,
Okay, gotcha.
And as I said, these things are it is very much like pumping on a dirt bike. Exactly right. The what they're indicating is whether the sail is stalling, whether the wind is stalling.
Right.
So if you were if the weather telltales, the ones on where like the wind on these boats is coming, the wind on the boats behind me is coming from probably an angle of 120 as they round the mark, they round the mark, and they're turning downwind now. So the weather side, the weather telltale is the one on the side of the boat that the sail isn't, right? So the weather telltale. So in this case, these folks are all on starboard tack. So those would be the inside tails would be the green ones or blue ones or whatever. Mm-hmm. And port wine red. Yeah, it's like they're on the right hand side of the sail. So if the inner ones are stalling, in other words, they're just sort of doing the loop-de-loop and the whoop-de-whoop.
And that's what I was wondering is like what action do you get out of it with the different
if they're stalling, it is very likely that either the boat is if they're stalling, then the sail isn't trimmed in hard enough.
Okay.
And if the ones on the leeward side are stalling, it's probably the case that it's eased too much. So if they're streaming at the same time, the sail's perfectly trimmed.
Okay.
And and since boats don't go at a tremendously rapid pace, the velocity of the wind across the sails is higher the further up you go. It's all about figuring out the angle of attack of the wing to the breeze, right? So if the higher up you go, the breeze is blowing harder. Further you get away from the ocean surface, the breeze is blowing harder.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So you need to put twist into the sail to accommodate the angle of attack, because you want a wider angle of attack high and a closer angle of attack low.
Wow, that is complicated but interesting. No wonder it's like, okay, guys, Steph knows what the fuck she's doing. I'm just saying, like, oh my God. And that's I have talked to you so much about little things about sailing. Like, the knowledge you have is so fucking vast. We would have to sit down and just have a conversation just about sailing so I can line it all up together, because I've gotten little bits from
it's
you
fun.
everywhere.
It's
oh yeah. And I think it would be amazing. I was like literally born with a fear of water. I didn't like water when I was a little baby. I never cried unless my mom tried to like wash my face, and the water on my face would freak me out. And I've always had a fear of drowning. I was just literally born with it.
I mean, the cool thing is that you never stop. You never stop learning something. Literally, that trick with the guy on the Etchels is something I figured out this season.
Wow.
And I should have realized. I should have known. But man, it's so fucking fast. We went trooping past a boat because I was working the thing really, really hard. And and we did the same thing tonight. We had round to the top mark with somebody like 2 boat lengths behind us, and we just stretched. We wound up rounding the leeward mark like 6 boat lengths in front of them, and it was not
wow.
And it was not that long a distance. It was, I mean, the fucking race
just took off, huh? That's great.
It was just a really short race, kind of. And the weather came in, so we all got off the water. We didn't want to hang around for the lightning and bullshit.
Yeah. So. Well, guys, I'm going to tell you, if anybody wants to get into sailing, it's a good time, because pretty soon our oceans are going to be bigger. There'll be plenty of room for all of you when like Florida and the edge of California are all underwater. LA's all underwater. You can just go
Boston's
right in
underwater, Florida's underwater. It's still one of the winning the internet. It's one of the videos that won the internet for me was H Bomber guy critiquing Ben Shapiro's advice to property owners in Florida. So what if there's sea level rise? You can just sell your property. H Bomber
better sell it before it hits,
pounding his way through the sheetrock with an axe, and with this going, sell it to who, Ben? What are you talking about? If you haven't seen it, look for it. It's just so
total
funny.
Rich white dude, like common total rich. Oh, just sell it. Well, just refinance. Oh, because we have millions. Fuck off, man.
I gotta find that. I think I'm safe. I think I'm safe doing that.
Crystal said, I'm definitely gone. Logan said, oh, you're in Manhattan? All right, bro, just come out towards me. I'm going to be out, West Coast, about 7,000 feet in the air. I'm 7,500 above sea level right now, so I'm safe. So you guys just get in your boats and come see me when all that happens. And Yep. I'm never going below
Here we go.
1,000 to 1,200 above sea level again. Never. And Steph's going to be rich because people are going to need some serious sailing training because there's going to be no fucking petro. So eventually. So you want to learn how to sail.
All right. Sorry. Hold on. I gotta figure out how to do this. I'm so bad at this bullshit. I'm trying to share this screen. Hold on. Just share this clip. It's like 32 seconds. Yes, blah 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 blah. Yada yada yada, etc. And so
that's fine. We can wait. You don't have to fill
Wait a second. Share screen.
Climb high in the cypress trees, PC.
There we go. Share. All right.
Exactly. Thanks, Slug.
Y'all got this shit?
We're ready. Go ahead.
Unmute.
Play. All of the water levels around the world rise by let's say 5 feet over the next 100 years, say 10 feet by the next 100 years. And it puts all the low-lying areas on the coast underwater, right? Which let's say all of that happens. You think that people aren't going to just sell their homes and move?
Just one small problem. Sell their houses to who, Ben? Fucking Aquaman!
A band of swimming gypsies, maybe. Maybe they'll want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's one of the best. It does go on, and it's a marvelous bit. Sell their houses to who, Ben? Fucking Aquaman.
Oh my god.
It's give me a break.
That's like, I don't know, man. These people and these rich people are still buying property on the coast. They know damn well what's going to happen. We all know what's going to happen. There's that polar event is supposed to start in 2030. That's only 7 years from now. 7 years from now. It's going to cause storm systems to fuck up and lag and hold in weird places. And places are going to get flooded. And other places that need water or for crops are not going to get it all the time. So it's just going to be a crapshoot, folks. Yay. Glad we did all that industrial revolution. Crystal. Ben is WAP. Anyways.
I think it's in so many of these conversations, it's like you've got to recognize all right, maybe we didn't know in the 1700s that burning all that coal was a bad idea.
It's true.
Hey, it's gotten us, it lets our manufacturing be portable away from water power or away from mills. I mean, we kind of got all of that stuff. I mean, we figured out how energy can be transferred through gears and all of that business. That was the technology. And then it's, all of a sudden we have the ability to turn heat into mechanical energy through the use of steam. And how do you get steam? Well, you burn coal, or you burn oil, or you burn something. And
how do you make steel? Well, you burn coal.
We didn't understand the consequences of that. But once you understand the consequences, it's like what I'm doing right now, right? I'm smoking a cigarette. I know it's going to kill me. Mm-hmm. I'm just a fucking idiot.
Me too.
But maybe it's that affects one individual life, okay? And I got hooked, and at a very young age, and I should quit. And I have a million times, or I should say, stopped for a while. But in the case of the vast human addiction to behavior that is literally going to destroy the planet, the entire fucking planet. Maybe we could consider. I mean, if we ban smoking in bars, maybe we could ban the use of fossil fuels to the extent that we're gonna destroy. Yeah, this one, Mikey, the one we're living on.
Yeah, you know, and it kills me.
And for guys like Shapiro to sit there, well, you can just sell your property. It's like, again, sell it to who? Aquaman?
It's rich person dreams. That's all it is. It's rich person talk. You know, they literally, it's the silver spoon problem. They just do not get it, Steph. They literally don't understand. And you can tell the people in the government that started out with nothing because they're the ones that are advocating for the little guy.
Well, yeah.
So you can just like separate them out and take those 30 and put them over here, and the rest are a bunch of fucking rich people.
I mean, I think that, you know, the old aphorism, or I forget who said this, but the old aphorism that, you know, it's very difficult to ask someone to advocate for against something that his paycheck depends on. And I think that's Shapiro's situation. And I think that's a lot of these guys' situations. You know, that's why I think that trans issues are such a big hot button issue right now. It's because it sells. It just simply sells. It's
of course
sensational.
It's like sex.
It's sensational shit. It sells. It gets eyeballs on screens and asses in seats. And nobody gives a fuck about, nobody honestly gives a fuck about the people it hurts. Nobody cares.
Dead on the nose, baby. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You know, I have spent my entire life.
It was fucking nice. Let me tell you, mate. Let me tell you, it was fucking nice when nobody cared. It was great in 2002. When I turned, you know, 1998, 2002. Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody
I know.
cared.
That's when I came out in 2001 as being a lesbian, because that was the only step I felt safe with. I didn't feel safe with the whole trans thing yet. And nobody cared. All the kids were in school. It was popular for the kids in high school at that point to be gay. Literally. It was a trend. Like, there was girls kissing girls, and then later on they started dating boys again. Because it was a trend. Everybody was doing it. It was cool. And I thought, oh, finally. But, you know, everybody's got to hate somebody. They gotta hate.
You know, I mean, I remember caring about things too, but it just wasn't a social. It just wasn't a social. It wasn't this big effing deal every goddamn day, where you hear, you know, where it makes the front pages of the New York Times or the Daily Mail or the this, that, or the other thing, where it's like, blah 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 blah.
Well, I have said before, and I will say again, that when Trump started being his piece of shit self and everybody let him get away with it because everybody wanted him to be president, all the powers that be, it opened a door, and good luck shutting it again. No, you don't need any treats. And I'm going to stand by that. He empowered the idiots. It's what he did. All the 100s and 70s, well, actually all the 70s and 80s out there. That's what he fucking did. And they're so stupid, they can't see past the end of his nose. People will tell him, well, he did this. And they're like, well, yeah, but I still like him. He was convicted. He raped this woman in a freaking department store. Yeah, but I still like him. What's it going to take, man? How much?
Well,
and even when they prosecute him, they go, oh, it's not true.
The man literally
telling him it's not true.
The man literally said he could shoot a guy on Fifth Avenue and nobody give a fuck.
Nobody would blink an eye. Yep. That's
and
exactly what he said.
that's
And
kinda
he
where
said,
we're
he said, these stupid
Cringe.
fucking people will still vote for me, is what he said. They'll still vote for me. And by God, he was fucking right. Well, it's coming back on him now, but finally. Yes, I know, Crystal. I don't understand why they like him. And the only thing I can think of is this. He is the first president ever to speak in like slangs. He doesn't use proper grammar. He doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. I think the stupid people out there, I swear to God, I think this is what it is. I think the stupid people out there can relate to him. And it's the first person not talking over their heads because they are just of low IQ. And so they understand him. They understand him because he uses stupid fucking words and phrasing and talks a bunch of conspiracy shit. And they want drama because they live out in the middle of the goddamn country somewhere and they have no life. And it's and let me tell you, people out in the country, because I grew up out there, they love drama because they have nothing going on.
He's given people permission to let their rage out. You know, their rage against they resent the fact that for a very long time their attitudes were not allowed in polite society. It's the old Lee Atwater thing. It's like we used to be able to run around saying N-word, N-word, N-word. Can't do that anymore. So guess what? We translate that into welfare queens and Cadillacs and stuff like that, and we just sort of go that. And Trump gave all those people that were resentful of the fact that they had to use coded language, and just like the code's not necessary any longer, and just go out there and
just spread all the hate you want. It's fine.
Be their true asshole self, which I suppose is, you can see who the jerks are when that happens. But on the other hand, it does make the political discourse a little bit harder to take.
It truly does. Maya, why do you think they like him? She's probably right anyways. I should just ask her. They see him as a threat to the status quo, same as all of us want our leaders to be. Yeah, but in the wrong direction, right? Okay, I can understand that, Logan. I can agree with that. Trees says he speaks in vagaries and that allows people to apply their own bigotries, cafeteria style. I absolutely agree with that. I think people are forgetting how bigoted the poor are. No, and you're right. They are. I grew up with poor white people. They are bigoted. They're horrible. I saw shit that I never wanted to fucking see.
It's a culture of resentment, and that goes back to LBJ's thing. If you can convince, the poor white guy that there's someone whose qualities rank even less in the eyes of society than they possess, that makes them happy. That was LBJ's thing. So that's like, as long as you've got someone you can shit on, then you're rocking it. And that's just, it's just fucking garbage.
Yes, agree, Crystal. Anti-intellectual is the dumbest hill to die on, literally. He's anti-intellectual. I like him. I don't know. He truly is an idiot. And my brother swears that he's brilliant and it's all an act. I'm like, no, dude, he is really stupid. Yeah, Maya 2024. Yes. I want Maya to be president. Although, you know,
I mean,
Maya, you could just be my hush hush advisor, and I'd be more likely to get the presidency because obviously I'm a white dude as long as nobody tells them I'm trans. And then you can just tell me what to implement. How about we do it like that? We'd get in faster. Because literally, one black president, they don't even want to put another fucking black person up there. They hate that Kamala Harris
Mikey Famine in the stream. Mikey Famine in the hood. Oh, everybody shut up. Everybody shut up. Let's say hi, Mikey.
Mikey. Anyways, there's just too many haters out there.
Oh, that was crazy. Oh, I've never done that before. It was on like a 2-second loop. You're like, Mikey, fat Mike. I was like, oh, where is it? Where's my mouse? I can't stop it.
What the hell?
I heard my intro like
that was
10
in real
times.
time.
I was like,
that was bullshit in real time, really. To be honest.
That's what I'm saying, Maya.
What do you got for us, man?
Like, you're screwed, man.
Yeah, I just want Maya to be president for 2 terms. That's just, I just want that. You know, I'm gonna just put that on her.
She would hate life, but it would be so much better.
Yeah, she would. God. It would be better for everybody, and she would be miserable. And I would. She would be miserable, so happy.
But I think she would do that. She would take it for the team. I think she would take it for the team.
Everyone would be happy except Maya, and that's what makes me happy.
So, Mikey, what are your thoughts on this rambling discussion we've been having here?
Yeah, I just click links. I don't know what the discussion is about.
All right, cool. All right, fair enough.
What's the question?
I don't know. Well, I think that the topic you came in on, or at least that we were noodling around with, was how best to put this, the demonization of a particular group, so that, like, basically, well, white crackers get to think that they're superior to other people.
That's y'all's word. I don't say that word.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I like it.
Fair is
fair. They are fucking crackers.
Fair is fair. I get it.
My nickname in the army was White Rice. It was okay. I had this like gang of 7 black chicks I hung out with. They were the coolest fucking people there, and they all nicknamed me White Rice. I was totally okay with it. I thought it was hilarious. I had to put it on the back of one of my army shirt. It was great.
I'm more. How much we all hate Trump is great. We can all rail against that. I'm more interested in what I'm more interested in is what's the attraction? What is the thing that what is the thing that gets Donald Trump?
I have a theory.
Something close to, enough votes to become president, for one thing, even though never fucking won the election.
I have a theory.
And why do we have content? Why do we have apologetics channels with 500,000 subscribers, and we can't seem to make it? Why do we have huge channels on the left, so-called left, or center, that give these mealy-mouthed excuses for thought being held up with 400,000, 500,000 subscribers? Why is this? What is going on? Why can't we get a little bit of sense?
You gave me a few at once. So,
okay. So I'm going to let you go.
Well, for the Trump thing, honestly, I think people were a group of people were happy that they knew who one of the candidates actually was. And that's the sad thing, because they knew that name from TV, from movie, you know what I mean, from lifestyles of the rich and famous, like that. Oh, okay, that guy.
He's
I
got
know that
money.
guy.
He got to be smart.
Because you know they don't know fucking Ted Cruz's fucking stance on this thing versus you know what I'm saying, Beto versus like they're not politicophiles. They're not. And they saw a name. So as soon as they see a name and now the name is like essentially dropping the R word on TV, like they're like, oh yeah. They're real Budweiser kind of people, which are, I mean, they're the salt of the earth. They're great, I guess, when they want to be, but that appeals to them.
Well, that reminds me of salt of the earth. You know, simple folk, salt of the earth.
Real.
You know.
Yeah, I grew up around.
I'm sorry.
Simple folk had white hoods. I remember the simple folk I grew up around.
I mean, like I can understand where they're at and how they're getting to where they are, but I mean, he's digestible. You know what I mean? Like he's politics, quote unquote, that they can understand. Like I hate to take everything to music, but like there's a lot of really bad popular music because it's simple. You can't give them a 14-minute violin concerto and expect them to fucking appreciate what the fuck is going on. They won't.
Oh God.
They don't even know how to listen. These people don't even know how to vote. They don't even know how to like research candidates. They don't know how to obviously tell that somebody's lying to them about a policy. Like how someone says that they're going to put in such and such. It's clearly unconstitutional and it'll never get through. You know what I mean? Like there's no way that it would ever happen. But they believe that the person can do this because they're the president. They can do whatever they want. Like they don't have the strings back there to connect shit. They just have Trump, president, power, executive order. Like they just real caveman about that shit. And that's not their fault. We should have taught them better. And that goes back fucking decades. They don't understand civics.
Quick interjection.
I think that actually
hold on. This applies to what Mikey was saying. Hold on 1 second. To this day, out in the country, they still lose internet out there for days or weeks and just won't have any, and then it'll come back on for a couple days or a week. They literally, they leave them out there and just say fuck them and take their votes. The only thing they can get out there is cable, and you know what they put out there? Fox News. That's the option they have.
Like I'm pretty sure, like my
They're keeping them
a couple of X's ago was I said her town was the town from fucking Cars. I'm like, yo, you live in Radiator Springs. You got one stoplight. Whole bitch. This bitch is Radiator Springs. I was like, where's Mater at? I know we're out here somewhere, a little some bitch. Where is that?
That's where I grew up, man.
It's like, and I think she graduated with 6 people.
Oh my God, no, that's way worse than where I grew up.
Like it's tiny, and it's not because some of the kids didn't, obviously graduate. They probably just went to work, went to 10th grade, then went to go work at the plant. There's a plant nearby, and that's just their life, and that's what everyone has done there for fucking I don't know since the town was erected, probably in like the 20s. Like that's all that they've known.
What are you talking about? West Union, West Virginia? Like literally that little town I lived out. I lived between 2 tiny little towns, and I was like 35, 45. Yeah, that was the same way, Mikey. Those people are just lost. They're in a whole different world out there.
I think people forget how big the United States is.
Oh, it's so big.
Like Europeans are always like bouncing from country to country. That's like us going fucking maybe not even to the next state. Like you can drive hundreds of miles in your own state and be somewhere, and the accents are different. Everything. Like this is a big fucking country. So when you have a bunch of these little pods of people who are completely isolated from everything, and all their information is coming from fucking Tucker Carlson, like Yikes! What the
That's
fuck?
that's
How
what
do
I'm
you
saying.
How do you expect them to act?
Yeah, I can't
So-
even be mad
so-
at him. They just
so I
don't
stopped-
literally don't know any better.
So I really kind of stopped arguing like point for point with people on the right, because at this point, y'all don't even have the numbers for real. I'm done entertaining this. People with a progressive mindset, get your asses up. It's time to vote now. Like, just shut up and vote. Get up and go. We don't have time for that shit. You need to vote, and then we're gonna get the census right, and we're gonna get some new lines drawn, and we'll work it out from there. Because at this point, being an armchair kind of like casual progressive is not an option anymore. Like, you have to be active now. You need to know who your reps are. You need to know what they're up to. You need to know who's running against them. You got to know these things now. But they still don't. The other side still doesn't have to know anything. They're just gonna use fear and well, mostly just fear of others, or fear of the government taking over everything. Like, I get it, dude. You got your AR-15. You feel badass. I get it.
And here's I just want to.
But if one cop car pulls up to any one of their houses and gets on the loudspeaker and says, "There's a warrant for your arrest. You need to come out here right now." All of them are going out there. Every single one of them. Yeah. Because in the back of their brain, they want the system to be whole. Like, it needs to work all the time. And then in that moment, I think they'll realize. And I think January 6th did that for a lot of them, for half of them. And the other half, it re-radicalized them. But for most of them, they knocked that shit right the fuck off. Little cold water to the face. Was it 2 years probation? Most of them got. But yeah, fucking reporting in for probation. That shit's inconvenient.
Yeah, it sucks, and you have to behave all the time.
No new charges. So no DUIs, no domestics, no drunken disorderly, none of that shit. You got to be good for the next 2 years.
Yeah, don't try to smoke pot and think you're gonna get away with it. They will pop you. They will figure it out.
I should start selling fucking clean piss to all these fucking January 6th motherfuckers.
Why, man? You just go down to the store and buy it for $36. I do it every time I have a fucking job interview.
I'll be selling that shit online. I'm like, clean piss, motherfuckers, $10,000 a liter.
Yeah, hey, you know what's funny, real quick? I went to the doctor and did a DOT physical. And so I used that fake piss, and he came in and he's like, "Are you feeling all right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, it looks like you might have a urinary tract infection starting." I was like, "Oh, I'll get some cranberry stuff." And he's like, "Good job." So I got in my truck and went to leave, and I called Kyle on the phone and said, "Dude, I got to call the company. They have a urinary tract infection."
What I'm wondering is if it's a somewhat of a corollary to that it's not worth arguing with some of the
clearly inept
some of those people. Yeah. People who are just gone. I mean, what are you going to do?
You have to let them live out their fantasy. You know what I mean? Because they're not listening to reason anymore. So you just have to let it go out to its eventual conclusion. And him losing again. I mean, as much as they said, "Oh, you just wait until he's good. You just wait till next time." And then that midterms came around and no one showed up. That red wave that was supposed to flip 15 seats, they got one or two.
That red wave,
the red trickle.
What did somebody say? Red spots or something?
Red spotting,
like little red blood spots. Yeah.
I mean, it is when you're tilting it at
windmills.
Yeah. To what extent is tilting at windmills a bad idea? It's a waste of your energy.
How
like
old is the
going
windmill?
after. Yeah,
You might win. If it's
I
like
don't even.
if the windmill's like almost teetering over, you might win that one. But if it's a new windmill, I suggest no. If it's carbon fiber brand new, I would
Yeah.
yeah, maybe stay away from that one.
maybe
right?
go around it enough times that you just erode the dirt and just kind of make it tip over that way.
Get some water build up. Wait a few years.
just maybe if you can get a trickle of water down in there, it'll rot the
Put holes by the
In the-
base so water goes in and freezes
Termites.
and cracks it. Throw termites in.
metal termites.
It's like in the atheist sphere. How many times can you go after William Lane Craig? Right? How many times can you
don't even know who
you
that
go
is.
after? Can you go after some of the more famous apologists out there? It's like, what the heck? What's the point?
Or when people like have these like extended conversations with like G-Man and stuff like that, I'm like, just stop.
I don't even know what the point is. What's the point, Mikey?
They're not changing his mind. If you guys if you're just doing it for like the reaction or whatever, then that's kind of trashy too. Like he's still a person. Like I know he's wrong and he's stupid, but we get it. We get it. Everybody gets it. Like, let him go off and do his thing.
See, people like, okay, so
he wouldn't even be
the
this popular
Christians-
if everybody wouldn't have kept on whooping up on him. But everybody kept whooping up on him, and now he's a fucking celebrity. So now he thinks he's right.
Exactly why I wish the fucking left news stations would quit talking about Trump so much.
Yep, they gave his
You're
ass
literally advertising.
fucking $1 billion of free advertising for fucking covering him so much.
Yeah. Fucking stop. Yes, hashtag for the views, Maya. Absolutely. Night, Jasper. Jesus, Toad.
Thanks, Jasper, for coming.
Jasper's great. No, it's just crazy, man. And you know, I'm so frustrated with the world, and all of my life people have been telling me, "Oh, you're intelligent." I'm like, "No, I'm not." And then I've been looking around lately and being honest, and I'm not an idiot, and there's a lot of fucking idiots out there. And I'm just fed up with all of them. I don't want to deal with them anymore. I'm just so I'm so done with this world of idiots.
If I ever get the money for this missile silo buried out in the desert, and then we can refab it. Oh my god!
Missile silo?
Yeah,
really?
Look,
it's like $600K.
Mikey, I'm telling you, I'm building a tiny home out in the middle of nowhere. I'm done with people. I'm gonna have
we can
people
build it underground. The whole thing would be underground.
It's not where I'm going. It would flood.
I'm saying back. We can get the commune going. It's huge. Here, I'll find
where. There's literally one for sale.
Yes, they sell them.
Shut the fuck up.
And they're like fucking 60, 80 feet down, dude. Like they're big.
And they're $200 million.
No, they're not that much.
Oh yeah, they're only 12 million.
Not that much. I'm just saying.
How much?
If we could, I told you there was one for like 385. There was one for like 600. That's what I'm saying.
That's a modest investment. That's not bad.
Look it up. I can't. I'm playing a game right now, and there's dinosaurs trying to attack me.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I got it.
They're trying to eat me.
No. Can't have that.
Bad raptors.
Hey, Purple.
Hi, Perp.
Silos and bunkers for sale. Oh my god.
See?
Okay,
doesn't that make sense? That makes all the sense, right?
Bomb shelters, EMP hemp protection.
See?
Oh no. These guys are like building them. Never mind, not the right site. No, these guys are offering to build them though. I mean, you could do that.
Titan Uranus in the chat. Holy shit. This is the thing. Whatever. Yeah. I missile silos.
Oh my god.
That's fine.
Mikey, it's right here in New Mexico.
See? I told you this is a good idea.
It's right outside of Roswell. It's like an hour and a half. 2.5 hours away from me or something. 3 hours away.
See? 2.5 hours away from even you.
Oh my God. It's right there by Walker Air Force Base, or it's closer to it.
See?
Shut the fuck up.
We could just cover it up. It would look like a fucking cactus. And then you would just like pull a couple of needles in the right order, and then the fucking floor opens up, and there's a fucking whole ass house. Guy can dream. That's my dream now, is to buy a decommissioned mission silo.
Dude, they're rehabbing it right now.
See?
I'm
just saying.
I didn't see a price though, but here's one, 1.3 million.
But we get investors for that, and then we can sell.
But that's in Wichita, Kansas. I ain't living in Kansas.
No, hell no, hell no.
No, the one that you said,
zombies.
380K, the one that I found it. It's in Kansas, bro.
I was going to say, that's the only problem I have with this. It's in fucking places like Kansas and Nebraska and all of these things. There ain't no water there. Fuck that noise.
Nebraska.
That would be.
God.
Nebraska's almost purple.
Oh my God, that's
because of Omaha.
I need the ocean. Find me an undersea bunker. Find me that
a submarine silo.
Yeah, there we go. We all live in a yellow submarine. See, I'm an ancient history.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know about homemade submarines anymore.
Well, no, I don't know about that. I wouldn't go down that road.
No,
well, you can't because the guy's dead. So that's
well, good. He ain't making no more then.
No, he ain't making any more. He's kind of no.
There's a fly in my house.
The 2 in Arizona already sold.
Damn it!
It sold for around 500 grand.
See, dude, that's not even that much money.
No, it's really not. You know how many
For
people
all the
could get to
space?
live in one of those?
Dude, we can get 30 people in there comfortably.
Oh,
we can still have like a basketball court, swimming pool, fucking arcade.
Why not? Yeah.
And then on the surface, we just have solar panels. Just a whole fucking array up there.
So what we'll have to do, Mikey, is we'll have to find cishet white people to help us, because they can be the face, like go out in public, and the rest of us will just hide from the world. What do you think?
I think you're thinking about it backwards.
No, if we do that, we could live in the one in Kansas.
No, I think we tell them exactly who's going to be in there, and that way they'll stay away from it. Bunch of blacks and trans and gays,
trannies and cross-dressers and groomers, and there's all kinds of crazy down there. So we can't see what they're doing, or we call the cops because
we'll frame it as like Guantanamo Nuevo, and it's like the new like prison. And that's where they keep the worst offenders. And it's just our fucking crib. We're in there playing fucking VR down. You know,
we're all like fucking high. There's like fucking pot smoke everywhere in this one room, and huge screens, and we're all fucking like battling it out and doing stupid shit. And
go-karts.
Should have 2 wall screens, you know, like the 90s.
We could probably put a track in there.
You could split it off, you know, people sitting on this side play this one, people put like 4 or 5, 8 seats.
Oh, dude, the new thing is going to be for like tournaments and shit like that is VR. Like everyone will just put on VR goggles.
Yeah, but if you put seats in the back, then you can also have a movie theater.
Yeah, I like the aircraft carrier idea, Titan.
Aircraft carrier.
I like
that.
The
thing about aircraft carrier is, where are the 500 people we're going to find to keep it floating?
Oh, no, I wouldn't keep it floating.
And then there's a matter of fuel. That's
no, you guys are thinking of it wrong. Stick it in the ground halfway.
How the hell are you going to do that? Wait on a hurricane?
Live in it. Use it like a house.
How are you going to get the fucking aircraft carrier to the ground?
Bitch, I got ways. The Egyptians moved all those fucking blocks with logs and fucking dudes at ropes. We can do it, bro.
You're not
equipment.
You're right.
Let me put it to you this way. It'd be pretty easy to run an aircraft carrier aground in the port of Miami. Not a problem.
Yeah, but then we'd be in Miami.
I know. Well,
Be
No,
thoughts
not
everywhere.
Miami. Fuck that
Do
shit.
you guys think
man.
about where? Do you guys
bring
think
that?
about?
Bring it up the Colorado River. Park it right here in New Mexico, blue state.
you
guys-
ain't getting aircraft carrier up the Colorado River.
Sure you are. I mean, it'll dredge it out for him, but wouldn't that be a bonus?
First of all, the Colorado River, by the time everybody uses the fucking water in the Colorado River, it's nothing but a little trickle when it hits the Pacific. So that's a problem.
Yeah, that end is kind of shitty. But up here, it's really great. Big flowing rivers, people rafting and shit. It's pretty cool.
What if we get an aircraft carrier in Lake Powell?
Wait a minute. Purple said they're selling a 100-acre abandoned Air Force base in Minnesota.
Oh, but it's in Minnesota.
It's not so bad there. It's better than
Kidding me?
Chicago, bro.
It's like
Minnesota's got,
7,000 degrees
Superior.
below zero every day.
Yeah, well,
it is not.
that too.
It got like to negative 60 last winter. I didn't forget that shit. Try to trick us onto your fucking tundra land. No, thank you.
It's only been for sale for a few months too. One
It's gonna stay on
abandoned
sale.
Air Force base.
It's gonna stay on sale.
It's 800 grand.
Yeah.
No, it's 800 grand and it's been sitting on the market since 2019, November 2019. I guarantee you can get a huge cut off of that because they are so sick of holding it. 101.26 acre property.
No thanks. I'm trying to
Why?
find a good spot, for the zombie apocalypse. And that's why I think I'm going to avoid certain cities in case it pops off, like when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm not trying to be in like Tokyo or like Mumbai. There's way too many people. I can't fight that many zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, we have more
Like 2
issues with
million.
worrying about like Old Faithful blowing and ash killing hundreds of thousands of people while it's heading east to the East Coast. How about that one?
Oh,
Well, it's
shit.
not going anywhere. It's just sitting where it is, and the North America.
Yeah, but you're saying if we don't have
it's-
any catastrophic events, we got like all this shit coming off the sun. It's getting closer to us. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying there's so many things
Yeah.
that can go wrong.
And then there are
Where
the aliens
where
on the
is the
moon.
good
You got to
spot?
worry about those people too. It's
I don't
like,
care about the
geez.
aliens. They're probably nicer than the people we live with. Are you kidding?
Mhm.
They live on a
Okay.
fucking ship and get along with each other and shit. They're probably nicer than half of the fucking people in the United States. I'm up for aliens. If this is human, I don't want it. Fuck them. I've never seen zombies in the snow. I think they're cold-blooded, so it would only be a season issue up here. Ah. The Walking Dead ever take place in the snow?
Good point.
No, but Game of Thrones did. And them was some of the
Game of
worst
Thrones
zombies I
had
ever.
zombies?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird. Sure. No, Jur, I want to live in a place that is approximately 75 degrees outside, sunny, mostly cloudy, with a 15-mile-per-hour breeze all the time. That is fucking heaven. You go in the shade, it's nice and cool. You go in the sun, it's okay to swim, but you're not really hot. Plant /
yeah.
food are no problem if I'm there. Oh, no. Yeah, Titan, me and you would talk because I grew up on a farm. I know how to throw some corn in the ground, but I don't know any of that fancy shit.
Yeah,
I want to set up a hydroponic system where the plants, what comes off the plants goes into the pipe into a fish tank. And then the fish eat the food and then they shit, and the water from the fish where they shit goes back into the plants to feed them. It's a self-sustaining system, and you can eat the fish, and your vegetables will grow great. Pretty cool. Don't get me started on this survival shit, Mikey. I know things.
This
I know
this
things.
is the 7-day forecast for my locale right now, and I want to point out that this is the extended forecast for
Oh, that's
Sodom,
beautiful.
me.
That's beautiful. 82, 65, 84, 67, 87. Yeah, no, that's great. It's like 98 to 103 here right now.
Note the location though.
Yeah,
Right there.
Sodom. Does Gomorrah live there though?
No, we don't have a Gomorrah. It's not nearby.
Damn. No, I meant
I'll
does
do
a
you
person
one
with the
better.
name
Why is
Gomorrah
Gomorrah?
live there? Does Gomorrah live in Sodom? Who's Gomorrah?
Haven't met Gomorrah I haven't met Gomorrah down to the Hannaford dear. I did. Gomorrah might be somewhere else. I'm not sure, but they ain't here.
Actually, purple people here have purple people. It sounded like I was going to say eater next, didn't it? Anyways, purple, comma. People here have greenhouses everywhere, and that's how they grow shit all fucking summer because it's so the sun's too hot. It'll burn everything up. Except for a few random plants that are easier to plant here, but most things here are hard. So everybody has greenhouses. And basically you don't need much to run a greenhouse like that. Yes, purple. Thank you. Aquaculture pond. That's what they're called. The Earthships, one of the Earthship houses has that. And they grow like all their herbs and stuff inside in a like glass area, and then the fish are right next to the plants. They thrive really well there.
Well, I gotta say, I'm kind of running out of gas here, and you know, we've been going for an hour and 51 minutes or so. I want to thank everybody for coming by on this fine Tuesday evening to listen to me talk about sailing and various other sorts of various all and sundries. And I want to know what you guys are up to. Becky said you're going to start streaming again. Is that right?
Yeah, I think I'm going to start streaming again on Monday nights. It seems pretty quiet from the subscriptions I have anyways. I have deleted some because I hate people. But anyways, so yeah, I'm thinking about starting Monday nights again. I'm working on my intro right now for it. I think it's going to be a little bit of fun and a little bit of asshole. That's what it's going to be.
That's all right.
But sometimes, you know, it's I'm just going to speak my mind because I'm sick of holding it back and sparing people's feelings. I'm just going to be honest, and people either love me or hate me.
And Mikey, I know you're hot on Twitch. That's a real kind of cool thing going on. And yeah. What do you got coming up?
I'm probably gonna stream as soon as you end this video. Twitch.tv/Mikey Famine, or go to my YouTube, youtube.com.
Yep.
/Mikey Famine.
Everything's Mikey Famine. You can find
Mikey Famine is the brand.
It's a
good brand.
And as for me, I'm just sort of hanging around doing my stuff and doing the sailing and trying to get some work done here at the sail loft. And aside from that, on Saturday, Women Atheists Unload, we'll be talking about misogyny, and that ought to be a really kind of interesting topic, seeing as it's all around you on Skeptic Haven. So that's what I got going on, and I want to thank everybody for coming. Please do like, subscribe, and all of those other lovely things. And yeah, I'll be hanging. I've got links to Patreon and buy me a coffee. I'm I could really use a coffee right about now, just to keep things going on. And I want to thank Beck. Thank you so much for coming on stream, and Mikey likewise.
No, I really
this has been fun.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, and I love the banter and that we can laugh and be serious and all that at the same time. Always good time with you, stuff. And everybody in the chat has been amazing and having a great conversation, and so I appreciate you guys.
The chat's a bunch of heathens.
They are the best heathens. All my favorite heathens are here right now.
We love the heathens.
Bring forth the heathens.
Indeed. So good night, everybody. I'm gonna click the end broadcast thing now, and then we'll see if it actually ends. But thanks again for coming, folks. Really appreciate it. Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.